The mysterious death of Elisa Lam. A true crime investigation. Welcome to your channel. Today, we're delving into one of the most chilling and mysterious cases that continues to haunt the world. Get ready to uncover the secrets behind the enigmatic disappearance and death of Elisa Lam. Buckle up as we journey through the unsettling details of this perplexing unsolved case. I'm your host, Camy CK, and this is The Mysterious Case of Elisa Lam, A Journey into Darkness. Let's dive in. Elisa Lam, known to her peers at the University of British Columbia in Canada. In popular culture, as a bright, thoughtful, and imaginative student, carried a dual burden. Her passion for fashion and writing was overshadowed by the haunting of bipolar disorder and mental suppression. With these characteristics in mind, it's important to remember Elisa Lam as a human being, not a diagnosis. She was a promising student and had a plethora of ideas about the world. She had a family, hobbies, and most importantly, a future. Unfortunately, it was cut short of its potential. These internal struggles eventually led to her mysterious disappearance and tragic demise. Let us delve into the bizarre circumstances surrounding Elisa Lam's confusing and tragic end. Elisa Lam was born on April 30th, 1991 in Vancouver, British Columbia, to immigrant parents from Hong Kong, David and Yina Lam. Her parents opened up a restaurant in Burnaby, Canada, and the family helped operate the popular dining spot called Paul's Restaurant for years. In 2010, Elisa started her first blog on the internet titled Ether Fields. Throughout the next couple of years, she used the platform to showcase her love of fashion and clothing, often posting magazine articles and fashion-related photography. She would also openly speak about her struggles with mental illness, constantly fearing her transcript would show her frequently dropped classes and sporadic college attendance. However, she also wrote honestly about her thoughts and ideas on psychology, emotion, and the human spirit. Throughout these blogs, she kept records of her own musings while sharing stories that reflected a bright mind and intelligent thinker. In her final blog on Ether Fields, Elisa announced she would be transferring her energy and social media presence to Tumblr, starting a page called Nouvelle Nouveau, translated as News New. On her page, Elisa shared thousands of images and pieces of writing, both her own and from various authors. It was apparent on Tumblr that she held deep-rooted interests in classical books and films, experimental art and design, and fashion and culture. Sprinkled amongst these fascinations were bits of dark and brooding images, hinting at a more personal sadness and perhaps conflicted minds full of monsters, melancholy, and misery. In fact, Elisa did have a history with a couple of psychological disorders, a narrative kept under wraps by her family for months after her disappearance and death. Specifically, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. Bipolar disorder is a mental illness that causes depression itself, in addition to instances of abnormal and elevated mood called mania or hypomania. To treat these disorders, Elisa took multiple medications such as dextrin, Wellbutrin, and mood stabilizers for most of her life. Elisa functioned without major ramifications as a result of these struggles, and until the fateful trip to Los Angeles in 2013, she had shown zero signs of breakdown or danger to either herself or to others. The next day, January 28th, Elisa arrives in LA and checks into the Cecil Hotel near Skid Row, a budget motel for tourists in the city, on January 30th. Elisa's anonymous roommates complain of her odd behavior, and she has moved to a private room on the 5th floor so that she isn't a disturbance to other guests. On January 31st, the last day of her planned visit to LA, Elisa is seen for the last time by a couple of anonymous hotel workers, and then finally by a clerk, Katie Orphan, at the local bookstore, who mentioned Elisa was by herself, very lively and very friendly. Orphan also said she was talking about what books she was getting and that it would be too heavy for her to carry around because Elisa was supposed to check out of the Cecil Hotel that day and travel to Santa Cruz for the last leg of her tour. Elisa Lam's parents anxiously awaited a phone call, as Elisa had been in the habit of contacting them every night during her trip. Concern mounted when she stopped reaching out, prompting Mr. and Mrs. Lam to fly to Los Angeles to file a missing persons report. They joined forces with the LAPD in a thorough search throughout the first week of February. Both the Lam couple and the LAPD scoured the Cecil Hotel and its surroundings, hoping to uncover any trace of Elisa. Despite their efforts, police dogs failed to pick up her scent, and the initial days yielded no clues. Elisa's room, where she had stayed before her disappearance, revealed no signs of disturbance or suspicious items, adding to the mystery of her sudden vanishing on February 6th. The LAPD released an official statement online regarding Elisa Lam's disappearance and details surrounding the case, urging citizens to keep an eye out for her profile. A day later, they held a press conference on February 7th, but again received no leads or calls from the general public. Then, on February 14th, the LAPD releases the biggest bombshell in the entire case. An elevator surveillance clip from February 1st showing Elisa Lam walking in the elevator, pressing a series of buttons and proceeding to act bizarrely. The clip was unsettling, to say the least, but gave investigators one more glimpse into Lam's final sighting and brought the case to worldwide attention. The missing persons search would soon come to an end, however, when on February 19th, a Cecil hotel worker responded to multiple guest complaints about funny smelling in water and low faucet pressure. The employee went up to the rooftop water system, peered into the open tank and discovered Elisa Lam's naked body floating face up. LAPD was immediately notified, and the water tanks soon became a crime scene. A couple of days thereafter, on February 21st, the Los Angeles Coroner's Office issued a label of Elisa Lam's death as accidental due to the consequence of drowning with bipolar disorder, as a finding of other conditions contributing but not related to the immediate cause of death on January of 2013. The full coroner's reports, along with the toxicology results, were released to the public as well. While not revealing any massive twists to the mystery, it did note that Elisa Lam's body was indeed found naked, with her clothes also found in the water tank, covered in a sandy particulate, along with her keys and watch. From here on out, thousands of theories, hypotheticals, conspiracies, and simple casual conversations have been discussed through the following months and years. Nobody seemed to want to stick by the LA Coroner's Office and their findings. Many questioned the police investigation, and even more saw possible holes in the final reports, regardless of the timeline of Elisa Lam's death. Its direct series of events blossomed into the most talked about the case of the 21st century. For nearly 9 years, amateur sleuths and seasoned investigators have delved into the perplexing case, scrutinizing every available clue. Their efforts, however, have yielded more questions than answers. The enigma of Elisa Lam's death remains unsolved, waiting for someone to unravel its secrets. As we conclude this chapter on Elisa Lam's story, let's offer a heartfelt wish for her soul to find peace. May she rest in tranquility, free from the mysteries and uncertainties that plagued her in life. Rest in peace, little girl. Thank you for watching our exploration of these haunting, unsolved murder cases. If you found this video intriguing, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more chilling mysteries and true crime content. Together, let's keep delving into the unknown. Stay curious, and may the search for truth continue.